All right, Shalom. First and foremost, I want to give all praises, honor, and glory unto our power, Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem Rachak. Double honors to our apostles and elders of Great Millstone who teach and who also rule well. Peace and salutation to those that are of the hopeful elect. Just want to do a quick lesson. All right, going into this article, and I'm going to just read the heading, but you already know, based upon the heading, where the article is leading to. All right. And it's all biblical prophecy. Okay. It's going into Ww3. It says U.S. military's recruiting woes are a national security crisis. So they're pretty much saying that people's men and women, all right, people's lack of joining the army, and you have army recruiters, all right, people that go out and try to recruit people to join the army. Well, the recruiters, they're experiencing all-time low numbers. All right, the military is experiencing all-time low sign-ups. People signing up to join the military is at an all-time low. All right. And that's, according to prophecy as well, because the scriptures speak about how, roughly paraphrasing, how they have forborne to fight. Okay. All right. How these Babylonians, these modern day Egyptians are as women. All right. And they have forborne to fight. So, the average day man is pretty much, demasculated. All right. Demasculated, emasculated, however you say it. The average day man is not truly a man. All right. And, men they think that it's all good in this 21st century. All right. We're in the year 2023. Okay. The hopeful year that all prophecies come to pass. All right. Which that spirit is going to carry on to the year 2024. All right. But in this modern day and age, the average man, all right, is concerned with vanity. All right. Things that women are concerned of. All right. And, the average day man doesn't want to go to war for America. All right. And not only that, America is also, a laughing stock. I mean, who would want to truly go to war for America? This place is horrible. It's a joke. All right. So all these things play into it as well. But the article is pretty much going into, how they need to do something about the low recruiting numbers. All right. And how there's low numbers for people that because the army, they need to have a certain criteria that they have to reach. There have to be a certain amount of people that's within the army. All right. But that's lacking. OK. More every day, a man, becomes of that age to where they're eligible, to serve their country. All right. But nobody's signing up. So what is Esau going to do? He's going to implement a draft. All right. Because Ww3 is going to pop off and is going to heighten. It's going to become more extreme because, Ww3 is going to take place. All right. And how do we know these things? We know these things according to prophecy. Ww3 is prophecy. All right. And Esau, Edom implementing a draft. That's prophecy as well. So let me get a precept. This is the book of Sirach 39:1. It says, but he that giveth his mind to the law of the Most High. All right. And that's us that's seeking Yahweh Shema Shai. All right. Because, we've been awakened unto this truth because the Lord put the spirit on us to seek him. Okay. And Yahweh Bahashim Yahweh Shai revealed himself unto us. Okay. So now we're looking into the law. We're looking into how to conduct ourselves with wisdom so that we can walk, in the path of life and not walk down the path of destruction. Okay. But it says, but he that giveth his mind to the law of the Most High. So speaking of brothers like us, of the hopeful elect, and is occupied in the meditation thereof, will seek out the wisdom of all the ancient, all right, which is compiled within the volume of the book. It says, and be occupied in prophecies. Okay. So that's what the Lord gave us while we're, meditating on the word, on dominion, on rulership, on the world to come. All right. The Lord gave us something to work our minds while we're here. We're being occupied, all right, in prophecies, man. Okay, so that's pretty much what's, keeping us, on that, on that straight and narrow is keeping us hastening that day of the Lord's return. Okay, is the prophecies. It's the guidelines of what the Lord said is going to take place. All right, now, these people that are of the world, all right, they're going to be destroyed because they lack foresight. All right, and the only way that you can truly have foresight is if the Lord opens you up to the prophecies, the things that are to come, that have yet to come, but they will come. All right, it's prophecies. Now, if you have prophecy, then your foresight opens up. All right, but these people in the world, their foresight is darkened. All right, because they don't believe in the truth. They don't believe that the Lord is going to have all these things come to pass. All right. But as for us, everything that we see is leading towards prophecy. It's everything that takes place is leading towards prophecy, man. All right. So, that's something that the world can't see. They can't see within that wavelength, that higher wavelength that Yahweh Shema Shai is operating on, man. So let me get another precept. This is Revelations 19:10. And I fell at his feet to worship him. And this is John the Revelator when he seen the holy angel, which is a celestial being, not even human. All right. When John the Revelator seen the messenger of the Lord, he fell to the feet of the angel to worship the angel. But this is what the angel said. It says, and he said unto me, see thou do it not. I am thy fellow servant and of thy brethren that have the testimony of Yahweh Shai. Worship Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai, for the testimony of Yahweh Shai is the spirit of prophecy. So that's how you're going to know who the true prophets are, who the true seers are. All right, because before you had the word prophets, the prophets was going by the name or by the term a seer. All right, being able to see in the future. All right, being able to have that foresight. Okay. And the scriptures tell you that a prudent man foreseeth the evil and hideth himself. How do you hide yourself? Within this wisdom, within the prophecies. But it says the simple pass on and are punished. All right. And the simple-minded are those that don't have that foresight, man. Okay, they're just going to continue on, all right, in their own wickedness and be destroyed and be consumed by the judgment of Yahweh Shema Shai, man. All right. So, the spirit of Yahweh Shai is the spirit of prophecy. Those are the prudent ones, the ones dwelling with wisdom. Okay, those are the true prophets, are the ones that truly have, that truly understand prophecy, which comes from Yahweh Shai, man. Okay. And what's one of the major prophecies, now that we got into the prophets, we got into prophecy, which the word prophecy means to say before. All right, we got, what are the major events that are going to take place? All right, Ww3. Okay. And there's going to be a buildup to Ww3. All right. You got the nuclear arms race. That's a buildup. All right. You got these other nations, joining together, the BRIC nations. They're putting themselves in an array against America, against Babylon the Great. Okay. Then leading up, also, you're going to have, the Lord is going to have a draft take place. All right. And that's the reason why this article stood out so much. It says U.S. military's recruiting woes are a national security crisis, a struggle to entice even the most surefire candidates. The children of veterans puts the future of all volunteer force in doubt. All right. So not even, which they treat veterans like shit anyway. And when you read the scriptures, that's one of the things that the Lord hates is a veteran, a man that fought for the country, but a veteran that's in poverty. Okay. So, it makes sense, man, why nobody wants to fight for this piece of shit country, man. All right. But with that being said, Esau, Edom being the devil, you know what he's going to do. He's going to implement that draft. All right. Because Ww3 is inevitable. All right. So this is the book of Revelation, chapter 11 and 14. It says, the second woe is past, and behold, the third woe cometh quickly. So the second woe, that's speaking of Ww2. All right, but the third woe, Ww3, that's coming quickly. That's fastly approaching, man. All right, and we can see it on the rise. All right, we already in Ww3. It's just that nobody has announced it. Okay, and the government, as far as them being in war with Russia. All right, they're trying to help the Ukraine, but America's deeper in the war than they portray on the TV. All right, they're deep off in Ww3. All right, but it's going to become public. It's going to be publicized, and then they're going to want they're going to draft people to try to fight for this wicked ass country, man. So I'm going to get another precept, Zephaniah 3 and 8. Therefore wait ye upon me, saith the Lord. So that's speaking of those that are in the know. That's speaking of those that are dwelling with wisdom. All right, that's speaking of those that are seeking Yahweh Shema Shai and hastening his coming. All right, that's speaking of those, that are adhering and taking heed to the words and fearing Yahweh Shema Shai. All right, and watching the prophecies unto prayer. Okay, so it says, therefore wait ye upon me, saith the Lord, until the day that I rise up to the prey. So Yahweh Shema Shai is going to go to war for us. We're speaking of the hopeful elect, we're actually a part of Yahweh Shema Shai's army. Okay, we're the boots on the ground. Then the Lord got the Navy. He got Leviathan in the water, and different chariots in the water. Then the Lord got the Air Force, the chariots that cover the skies, the heavens. Then the Lord got his boots on the ground, man. All right, as well as the thermonuclear missiles, the armory of Yahweh Shema Shai is also a part of the Lord's movie. A part of the Lord's army. Okay, so the Lord is coming back to wage war with our enemies. Okay, which is Esau, Edom, the heathen nations, as well as 2/3 of the nation of Israel. Okay, so we got to wait on the Lord, and the Lord is going to rise up to the prey, man. So it says, therefore wait ye upon me, saith the Lord, until the day that I rise up to the prey. For my determination is to gather the nations, that I may assemble the kingdoms, to pour upon them mine indignation. And how is the Lord assembling and gathering the nations? He's doing that via Ww3. All right. And the Lord is assembling and gathering the armies of the earth, all the armies of the earth. This is going to be the greatest war. All right. And, the Lord is going to assemble them in the land of the valley of Yahweh Shaphat, which is, the Middle East. Okay. And America's going to get involved. China, Russia, North Korea, Iran, and all these nations are going to be stacked against Babylon, stacked against America. Hey, how's it going, bro? Salakia, I just got interrupted. All right, but let me get back to the precepts. All right. So Zephaniah 3:8, it says, "Therefore wait ye upon me, saith the Lord, until the day that I rise up to the prey. For my determination is to gather the nations, that I may assemble the kingdoms, to pour upon them mine indignation." So the Lord is going to get all the armies of the earth. So this is a great event that's taking place. So in order for the Lord to gather and assemble, because we know that the Lord, Yahweh Shema Shai, controls the minds of men as well as the kings of the earth. So for the Lord to assemble and to gather, all these different troops in the valley of where the Lord wants them to be at, that process is taking place right now as we speak. The Lord moving souls, moving Esau and these other nations, over there to the Middle East. The Lord putting the spirit on Esau, Edom, to declare a draft. Okay. And in this time, everything going to be extreme. Esau, he could declare a draft, and he can up the penalty for people not wanting to fight for the nation. They say you have to be in jail for like 3 years if you refuse a draft or something like that. But this time Esau, Edom, he could say if you refuse, then you could be labeled as a terrorist and this and that, and you can be the death penalty. Let's see how Esau does it. Whoever gets in the office could be Trump or somebody else. But whoever is in the office, best believe that Esau, Edom, they're going to be pushing their agenda. All right. So it's coming because the Lord got to assemble the nations. All right. And America is going to be there too. All right. You're going to have a lot of Israelites that are going to be over there in the Middle East thinking that they're going to fight a war for America and end up fighting the Lord, man. Yahweh Shai. So I'm going to continue to read. It says, "Even all my fierce anger, for all the earth shall be devoured with the fire of my jealousy." So in the midst of World War III, the Lord is going to show up, and all these armies are going to be in the right spot for the Lord to bring judgment. Just one swoop, just take out all the armies of the earth. All right, so World War III is going to have a surprise guest, man. It's going to be Yahweh Shai when he shows up with the angels, and then the Lord is going to take the prize, man. He's going to proclaim the victory. It's already proclaimed, but he's going put it in action. All right, when the Lord show up with the chariots, with the angels, shooting laser beams. All right, in the script, we can go more into depth with that. The book of Revelations, it speaks about the war in heaven. All right, when Yahweh Shai returns. All right, so that's going to take place. All right, and the Lord's going to enter in the earth from the east and make his way to the west. All right, so when the Lord show up, he's automatically going to destroy the armies of the earth, man. So I'm going to continue to read. Well, let me actually get another precept. Now, this is going into the draft, all right, which the draft, this is going to lead into a lot of prophecies opening up, like Isaiah 4:1 opening full up. All right, well, we're going to read, all right, 2nd Ezra 16:31. All right. But the verse 33, that's the point right there. 2nd Ezra 16:31, it says, "Even so in those days there shall be 3 or 4 left by them that search their houses with the sword." Yeah, and it's going into the days of martial law, Jacob's trouble. All right. The days are going to wax into, post-apocalyptic you know, spirit in the earth is going to wax into that spirit, and it's going to do it fast. You know, just like these different movies, the Book of Eli, the Road. So it says, even so in those days, there shall be 3 or 4 left by them that search their houses with the sword. So there's going to be people looking for resources, looking for food. They're just going to be going house to house. All right. You know, strapped up, you know, weapons. All right. Verse 32. And the earth shall be laid waste, and the fields thereof shall wax old, and their ways and all her paths shall grow full of thorns, because no man shall travel therewith. Yes, so the infrastructure of America is going to decay. You know, an extreme example of that is The Last of Us. You know, that was like an extreme example. But like, even in you read, not read, but you watch in I Am Legend. That movie shows you how everything just grew over. And that could happen in the span of months. You know, everything just grows over. And all the maintenance and upkeep of Babylon is just going to implode. Because, you know, there's going to be no jobs, and there's going to be chaos. And there's going to be famine, lack of bread. Okay? So the Lord is getting ready to remove all these invisible boundaries and just let chaos ensue. All right. And in the midst of that, the elect is going to have a hedge of protection about them. Okay. So I'm going to continue to read. It says, verse 33, the virgins shall mourn. All right. So here's the point right here. The virgins shall mourn, having no bridegroom. Okay. So these young women out here, all right, they're going to mourn having no bridegroom, having no man that they can get with, you know, because women, they have, you know, a desire, you know, especially once they reach puberty and they're able to, you know, they're able to conceive a baby. You know, they have a desire to, you know, a longing to, you know, get with a man, to get a husband, to join unto a man, to become one with him. All right. Well, that's going to be, you know, a scarcity because of the lack of men. All right. There's going to be a lack of men. So I'm going to continue to read. It says, the virgins shall mourn, having no bridegroom. The women shall mourn, having no husbands. Their daughters shall mourn, having no helpers. Verse 34, in the wars shall their bridegrooms be destroyed, and their husbands shall perish of famine. All right, so this is what's finna take place. All right, in the wars. So Esau, he's gonna have a draft, and he's gonna draft a lot of people, man, a lot of men. They're gonna go over there in the Middle East. A lot of Israelites too. You so-called blacks, Latinos, and Native Seminole Indians gonna get shipped over there and die in the war out there. All right. And not just that, not just those wars is going to be taking place. There's also going to be wars in America, in Babylon. All right. Civil wars, racial wars, you know, just different, you know, end of the world groups, you know, anarchists, whatever. It's going to be different type of war. So people's going to be dying over here, but as well as a lot of people's going to get sent and shipped over to the Middle East to die out there. Okay. And there's going to be a lack of men. All right. But the men of the Lord is going to be preserved. All right. So that's going to, you know, the rarity is going to increase. It's going to skyrocket, man. And that's why it tells you in the scripture that I will make a man more precious than fine gold. All right. Because a man, because not only just a man is going to be, you know, scarce. All right. But a man of the Lord at that is even more rare. Okay. And with the Lord putting to death the majority of these men, there's going to be a lot of women out here. And when they see a man of the Lord, they're going to take that opportunity All right. And they're going to really try to get with a man of the Lord. Okay. But a lot of women are going to be rejected as well. You know, that's just a woman's nature to try to get the best option, right? Well, a lot of these women, they done played out their hand in Babylon the Great, man. A lot of these women just fully utilize their liberty, you know, and became putrid, unable to pair bond. All right, so a lot of women are through out there, okay? Let me get a quick precept. This is Isaiah 13:12. I will make a man more precious than fine gold. And that's the thing. You know, men and women are not equal, that's obvious. Despite how hard Esau Edom is going with all these different, you know, LGBTQs and different whatever, genders or whatever. You know, with him doing all that wickedness, the truth is just literally just standing there like, all right, there's a difference between a man and a woman. All right, and a man over time develops more value, adds more value to us. So I remember, you know, that my boy Kevin Samuels was speaking about that. You know, a man over time only adds on to value, but women over time, they lose their value. Their value, you know, diminishes. Okay, so what's taking place right now is Yahweh Shema Shai, you know, from the ground up, from the mud. You know how Jake say in the world, the Lord is building his men, all right, from the ground up, from the mud, into a precious vessel, all right, a vessel created for, you know, for honor, and not a vessel created for destruction. All right, the Lord is polishing and putting his men in a furnace so that gold, they can shine forth. All right. So Isaiah 13:12, I will make a man more precious than fine gold, even a man than the golden wedge of Ophir. And the golden wedge of Ophir is the highest level gold, all right, you can get. You know, the golden wedge of Ophir, they probably, you know, that the gold in the ancient world, you probably can't get that type of gold today. All right. But the Lord said he was going to make his men more precious than that, man. Okay. So how much more value a man of the Lord is going to have, especially when the majority of the competition is dead? You know, let me get another precept. Gotta get this one because Isaiah 32:2, it says, and a man shall be as a hiding place from the wind, which that wind represents the destruction, the chaos, all right, the death, the sorrow, you know, the mourning, the agony, the pain. It says, and a covert from the tempest, as rivers of water in a dry place, as the shadow of a great rock in a weary land. All right, so a man is going to be a covering in that day. All right, just like in the book of Eli, how the chick, she wanted to go with Eli, man. You know, she saw that he was a man of the Lord, and she was like, man, F that. She was like, I'm trying to come with you. And, you know, in the beginning, Eli, he was like, man, I'm on my path. All right. I ain't got time. And that's how brothers is going to be in that day because, you know, but at the same time, the Lord put the spirit on Eli to have mercy because in the time, you know, there's women that's going to be delivered, and they're going to be delivered through childbearing, like the scriptures say. You know, so there's certain women that, you know, the Lord is just going to have you, you know, on pretty much the Lord going to have the women on your page or your program. That's the word I was looking for. You know, the Lord going to have women that just naturally just, you know, integrate with your program. And because the Lord wants to deliver certain women. All right, so certain women just gonna show up and just be a part of your program, and it's all through the Spirit. So other women are gonna show up and it's just gonna be off, because they still gonna have the that worldly mindset, because that's all they know, and really is because they ain't trying to get right. So let me get another precept. So a man is going to be a covering. There's going to be a lack of men, because a lot of women is going to get shipped over there too. A lot of women is going to get shipped over there to get put to death as well, not just the men. All right. Let me get Isaiah 4:1. And I'll close it out on this. By the Lord's will. It says, and in that day, 7 women shall take hold of one man, saying, we will eat our own bread and wear our own apparel. Only let us be called by thy name, to take away our reproach. So that links all the way up with 2 Ezra, the 16th chapter. How it says, the young woman shall mourn, the women shall mourn having no husband. The young virgins shall mourn, having no help. All right. Well, that goes into a reproach, them having a reproach. Okay. But then they see a man of the Lord, and, that's when women are going to have to share. They're going to have to get in order. They're going to have to play their role. They're going to have to, and it's going to be better that way anyway. A lot of women are going to realize how bugged out they was in the world. Isaiah 4:1, it says, and in that day, 7 women shall take hold of one man. So that's just any amount of women. It could be more, it could be less. It's just 7 means completion. However women, a brother, can handle. That's how the Lord is going to do it. All right, leading up into the kingdom. So it says, saying, we will eat our own bread. So women are going to be, they ain't going to want nothing from you. Because in this society, they want you to pay for the food right off the bat. All right, and all that stuff. The traditional Babylonian dating, But in this time, they're going to be in a different spirit. They're going to be like, man, we going to eat our own food. Just pretty much they're going to be desperate, all right, to get with you. It says, and wear our own apparel. All right, so they're going to be making their own clothing. They might find drapes and stuff. In Jacob's trouble, they might find just fabric, curtains, nice curtains, and turning them into skirts and dresses. It says, only let us be called by thy name. So all they gonna want is to be your wife, to bear your seed. All right. Because you're a man of the Lord and you're rare, you're precious. It's obvious that Yahweh Shema Shai is protecting. All right. Ww3, we part of that number. Okay. It says to take away our reproach, to take away that burning. And also it's a shame as well when women, are can't find a husband. Okay, that's a shame. And even that shows forth in today's age how you have that term. Again, my boy Kevin Samuels, he said, how women are dying alone, or which they reach a certain point where they've been completely eliminated off the market. Their goods is completely through. They're at a certain age, they got kids or whatever, but then they're single. Or let's say she don't got kids. She's like in her 30s, she's single. Her values, her value is nothing no more. There's no value to her no more. And she can't find a husband. She's literally gonna die alone. All right. Well, that's a real thing. That's why in the ancient world we understood that. And as soon as our daughters was able to have sex and bring forth a child, which during that time is, you know, the age of puberty, which was around like 12, 13, 14 years old. All right, in the ancient world, we understood this. That's why, you know, our women in the ancient world was not as promiscuous as they are now, and whores. All right, we would marry our daughters off as soon as they was able to, and then boom, she's already in the household that she's gonna be with, you know, for the rest of her life. All right, and then in this society, by the time a woman is 13 and 14, she's already having sex. And by the time she's 18, you know, she's already had multiple husbands or whatever, you know, guys that she went to school with and things like that. So now she's 18, she hits 20. Then once she hits 21, now she's drinking. Now she's having more sex. All right, then now she's 25. Now she's having a hard time trying to find a dude that's fucking serious, that wants to take her serious. Now she's approaching her 30s. You know, she's still on the dating scene. Now she's just done. Now she's finna just go and die alone. All right. So those are the type of women that are through. Abused through overmuch liberty in Babylon the Great. All right. But there's women that are going to be, the Lord is going to have mercy on. All right. That's true. And you know, the Lord spoke about, you know, there's certain women that have played the harlot that the Lord is going to have mercy on, because, you know, it's all about, you know, faith, humility, and repentance. So that just shows how far the Lord's mercy can go. All right, with an individual, you know. So there is women that are actually harlots, that were harlots, that are actually going to repent. All right. And then when the elect get delivered, get beamed up into a chariot, each member of the elect, the 1/3, are going to receive a new body. So your woman is going to become a virgin again when she gets those new bodies, you know, when we get delivered. Lord's will, we part of that number. And as soon, you know, as you know, we get those new bodies, you know, we're going to go into our woman again, you know. And it's going to be, man, it's going to be far out. It's going to be far out, you know. And the Lord, he said it is his intention for us to be fruitful and multiply. We can't do that currently, all right? But that time is approaching, okay? And when that time comes, you know, then it's going to be go time. All right, let me get one more precept. Real quick, Salakia. Isaiah 60:22. All right, it's going into the kingdom. All right. It says, a little one shall become 1,000, and a small one a strong nation. So, you know, the Lord preserving his elect, giving the elect the knowledge, wisdom, and understanding, the secrets, all right, the prophecies. All right, then allowing, you know, Isaiah 4:1 to take place. It's all for the sake of bringing back the nation of Israel, man, for the will of Yahweh Shema Shai. Okay, so there's a greater thing that's taking place than just having multiple women, or a Jake in the world just saying, oh, I'm trying to have multiple bitches. You know, I just want to have a lot of bitches. But nah, we're doing, you know, this is above us. Okay. All right. This is for the Lord to bring back the nation of Israel, man. All right. 2/3 of Israel that die in the end times on this side, they're going to come back in the kingdom as babies. Okay. And the elect that survive on this side, that keep their faith, and Yahweh Shema Shai comes back to deliver the elect on this side in the end times. The ones that survive are going to be the ones bringing back 2/3 of Israel, man. All right. And the women that survive, they're going to be, pushing out them babies. And in those new bodies, that's another thing too. Those new bodies, women are not going to be experiencing birth pain, So how many babies is going to be popping out then when there's no, sting behind it? There's no, because nowadays when a woman get pregnant, she's already thinking about the pain and how she's going to have to push the baby out. Now imagine how smooth and pleasant and glorious, because having a baby is already a beautiful thing. So how much more beautiful when that pain is taken away? All right, women is gonna be just popping out babies in the kingdom, man. Brothers is gonna have a whole bunch of children, man. So it says, a little one shall become 1,000, and a small one a strong nation. I, the Lord, will hasten it in its time. So the Lord said, I'm gonna make it happen in its time. All right. Now there is leading up to that time. In Isaiah 4:1 is going to take place. All right. But going back to the title of the lesson, that war is going to take place and the draft is going to take place. So it's going to be a shortage of men, but also that's going to be putting fuel towards Ww3. All right. So prophecies is just opening up, man. It's dancing, it's jumping off the pages, man. And it's like the Apostle Tahar said, it's like a domino effect. But Lord's will, this lesson is edifying. I ain't intend on making it long, but Lord's will, it's all through the Spirit. I want to say, call all Yahweh by Hashem Yahweh Shai, by Hashem Chakodash. Double honors to our apostles and elders of Great Millstone who teach and who also were well. Peace and salutation to those of the hopeful elect. Shalom and a Bible.